What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Wow, we almost didn't make it. Why? They did not want this show to go on today, Shady Grove, and we've got some massive proofs, guys. I mean, how do you say it, Shady Grove? What do you want to... Wow.
I'm barely here. We're getting started a little bit late, but thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for all of the support of independent citizen journalism. And yes, sir, they do not want MAGA talking anymore. Have you noticed they're trying to shut all the conversation down, and they're trying to distract you and turn you into Massey and say all this other nonsense instead of talking about the historical moment that we're all in, that we're actually winning for our country, and Patriots in control seems to mean something a little bit different than what everybody told us it meant, sir.
Yes, sir. My camera's messed up, Yeti. I'm like Max Headroom over here.
Yeti can't fix your camera.
I mean, what do you think I'd do here?
Probably a restart of your whole system.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay,
no, it's going to disappear for a second.
Try that. Okay, let's go over here. Go ahead.
You're looking good. Lots of gremlins in the works today, ladies and gentlemen. Interestingly enough.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Let's see. I'm still Max Headroom. Pretty weird. So let's do this, Shady Grove. Yeti, can you or somebody play President Trump participates in the wreath laying ceremony? I went to Somalia daycare. I'm sorry, guys. I messed that up.
Leering.
And let's start at around 30 minutes and 1 second, Yeti. Let me go over here.
Looks like it's smoothed out now.
It is?
Yep. I think you're good. I think it was just catching up.
Okay. So
settle down.
Leering centers. All right. So where were we?
That did it.
All right.
Where were we?
On Facebook.
We were winning.
And live video. Do you want me to do that right now? Okay. All right. So here we go. A lot of little gremlins in the mix. So pray for the gremlins, guys. Let's do this, Shady Grove. Let's actually go through this.
Pray against the gremlins, please.
Gosh. Pray against them. All right. So this is President Trump posted another massive Q meme. Actually, it's a Q plus meme. Okay. Q plus. Game over, deep state. Now, mind you, President Trump is now headed to Camp David, and he's going to have his whole cabinet there. Remember the post of the pictures of Camp David and everything, Shady Grove?
I do.
Something big is brewing right now, Shady Grove. But That post is amazing. So game over deep state with the full Q plus meme. I mean, amazing. But that was actually at 6:02 a.m. Shady Goof. So the old saying, but wait, there's more, right? President Trump hit the timestamp 6:02, and that timestamp actually goes to our movement, Shady Groove.
The post.
Yeah, the post that set the stage. Okay, and we're talking about bringing all of this together, where you're a day of message. The message from Arlington, the wreath laying ceremony. He's talking about the guardian angels. Okay, the military. The military is the only way fully controlled. So we're now starting to see some the inversions over a little bit, Shady Groove. But let me just go back here. So this is the 6:02. Okay, 6:02. There it is, and it goes into our movement. So that video hits the mark, and it connects straight back to that YouTube video. We love that video. That set the stage for everything, guys. And it lines up with the Q Plus drop today as well. But not only that, but wait, Shady, there's more, because there's this one here. Okay, this is the solid pesky. I'm going to bring them all together. The Q Plus proof connecting the drops and Trump's recent posts. So Trump also posted this meme right here, signed by who, Shady? Q
Plus.
Yeah. Boom. Stay with me, deplorables. You'll love how this movie ends. Okay. We've got that meme here. Okay. That was in 2020, 5/3. And that timestamp goes to this. Thank you, Q from Canada, too. I'm sure this will expose our corruption as well. The cure will spread worldwide. Have faith, patriot. Okay. What's the cure? Patriotism, right? And there's the Q Plus meme. So you got a Q and a Q Plus. So you got Q Plus doing the Q Plus meme, Shady. Wow.
Isn't that spectacular?
So let's
Memorial Day.
Yeah. So let's so Patriots shared, that our movement video widely as a pro-Trump message, obviously. And Q endorsed it and posted that many, many times. The timelines, the sync is undeniable at this point, guys. I'm sorry. Trump dropping these back-to-back pesky Q and Q plus proofs, signaling directly back to you. We've got a lot of fragmentation in our base right now. Okay, you know it, you've seen it. I'm pretty much done with it. It's disgusting. But this video, this movie, from 4095, that post is still rolling out. The deep state takedowns are happening. The border wins, obviously all that. Iran is happening. Cuba is in the sights as well. But this is this was the video that fueled the movement, essentially, Shady, and set the stage. Is that a good way to put it?
It set the stage, but it sets the tone, I would say. I would say it sets the tone of what it is that we're all doing and why.
And a reminder, maybe.
No, we're different.
Yeah.
You see, you're different than them. You aren't them. They've been, what's been going on is all of these people had an operation against Donald Trump that no one could see because they were all pretending to like him. So we had to get through the distance of the time where now we are at the point where the operation that was actually embedded within the conservative movement against us, the neocon layer against MAGA, that layer is now on full display for everyone to see. In other words, getting to the, quote, end of the game. The Q drops were indicating a future proves past scenario. In other words, the things that are being posted aren't necessarily correct right now. One day they will be. So the operators have been utilizing Q in the inversion to try to make it look like they were the heroes, to try to make it look like Q was saying they're the saviors of mankind. Meanwhile, what they were doing is they were initiating a J6 event. Meanwhile, what they were doing was creating devolution. Meanwhile, what they were doing was sending Simon Parks and all of these numbnuts to you to tell you that Donald Trump was really doing the work that Joe Biden was actually doing with the quote-unquote current military that ejected Donald Trump. You see, this is what's actually happening. We are now at the end of the game, and now it's 1-to-1 to know that the people that are over there, Jeff, they can have their Democrats, they can have their meet the press, and we're glad to be here with all of you.
Sorry, I'm just looking at me as being this again. Man, what is wrong? Is that going to affect my video, Yeti?
Maybe just get Yeti to play the video, and then you go reset.
At 30 minutes. So let's stop there. And so let's just go ahead and look at one more thing, though, Shady, because we're going to watch Donald Trump's speech, okay? And I had picked out a couple of different pieces from this weekend, and there's Q proofs in there, and I want you to, kind of, keep an eye out for them. Since I might not be able to play the video, Shady.
76 to...
Okay, so let me get this over here. Let me see how this works, if I can do it over here. All right, so this is the comms. Okay, did you pick them up? And this is what I'm asking you. And there might be more, and I want you guys to help us out. But think about it logically. The only way is the military, fully controlled, save and spread once 11.3 verifies his first marker, biggest advance on poll. All right, so let's see if this plays right.
From 1776 to 2026, America has always stood as a great and moral cause. Our warriors are no mere mercenaries. They are guardian angels who stride across the battlefields of history and stand watch over the highest and most beautiful plains the human spirit has ever...
Now, look at that. U.S. military equals savior of mankind. We will never forget. This is Memorial Day. Fantasyland is what they've been living in. God save us all. He's going to talk about the evil as well. Check it out.
Seen holding the line between liberty and tyranny, between civilization and barbarism, between good and evil. Wherever the American soldier walks, wherever he fights, wherever he fails, and wherever he falls, he does it for the destiny of a nation like no other. There's never been anybody like you. And for the fate of freedom on this earth, we salute you like nobody has ever been saluted before.
Now, I wanted to also do this. What has been said about the U.S. military? The speech yesterday verified and unlocked so much. Literally, Shady. And this is the speech yesterday, verified and unlocked so much. Expand your thinking, reread the crumbs, re-listen to yesterday's speech, which is what we're going to do in a second, Shady. Connect the markers. News in all forms unlocks the map, just as Shady was just telling you, right? Expand your thinking. The Great Awakening Q. We love our U.S. military. On behalf of an entire nation, thank you for your sacrifice and service. Timestamps. We just talked about the timestamps that President Trump just gave us with the Q plus meme and the stay with us deplorables meme. How many clues must we provide
before it is mathematically impossible?
Yeah.
This is the road that we are on. We're on the road to understand exactly what it is that they are doing to you. What you think doesn't matter. This is the big knothole that no one can figure out, that you guys have been able to figure out. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what's being done to you and being honest about it, not what you think about what's being done to you. And they have us fighting over what it is that's being done to us, as opposed to actually pointing to what's really being done to us.
Yeah. Guys, I mean, I'm telling you, this is huge, Shady. It's so huge. And, again, we have been covering Q again, and people don't like it. But you know what? It seems like we're over the target in many, many different ways, doesn't it?
It really does. And all of us are getting ready to see something that we signed up for. You have not seen, quote, the show yet. Whenever we say bring down the whole temple, well,
the whole disease
temple's
temple.
Not down yet, but the InfoWars layer of the temple is on the ground. So in other words, if you take the complex of the deep state, well, the globalist deep state lost a building with InfoWars. The global deep state lost a building with Thomas Massey. The global deep state loses buildings every single time there is a primary election, which there's another one today. And this one with John Cornyn versus Ken Paxton that's happening today is very, very important. And guess what? I have a sneaking suspicion that the MG show will be reporting to you tomorrow about your winning nature again.
Yeah, because MAGA is alive and well, as we know, and it's amazing.
Winners. We're winners.
Winners, chicken dinners.
Winner. That they're losers. They can't help that they lose, sir. They're losers, and losers lose. We know they're losers because they lose. So It's easy to see who they are.
Yeah, exactly right. Real quick before I go, Shady, let me just go, because I got to reboot, and Yeti's going to play what we were just talking about. But we hear all about crypto, guys. But here's the most part that people missed. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of banking or holding your money, a bank holding your money, delayed transfers or limiting access, you're in full control. And if you ever had to wait for a transfer to clear and you felt that problem, now fast forward to today, everyone's heard of crypto. But just like, getting it started still feels so complicated. That's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. And this is actually a fact. Rumble Wallet made it so simple. It takes all that complexity and makes it so easy. Choose what you want. Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or even the digital gold-backed Bitcoin, digital gold backed by real gold. Sorry, guys. No complicated setup. It connects with your MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite creators like the MG Show directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code and click the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. From there, we can set up your Rumble Wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning crypto. Thank you. Shady. So again, going back to that one last post that we read, timestamps. We showed you the timestamps. The speech yesterday. Did you see the comms? Yeti's going to take away the video, and I'll be right back. We got to watch this whole video. It's amazing, guys.
You didn't send him the link yet.
Oh my gosh.
He did ask you for that. Today is a very interesting day of technology coming after the MG Show from one side to the other. My goodness.
I know. All right,
I think it happens. I think it must have been a solar flare.
It's a something. It's a flare of some sort.
It's a flare up.
Again, so let's just, what has been said about the U.S. military? All right. This speech yesterday that we're going to watch, it's relevant today, verified unlocked so much. Expand your thinking, reread the crumbs, re-listen to yesterday's speech, connect the markers. News in all forms unlocks the map. Expand your thinking, the Great Awakening. Q. Quote, we love our U.S. military on behalf of the entire nation. Thank you for your sacrifice and service. Timestamp. How many clues must we provide?
Right.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. What a beautiful day, as it turns out. It's just perfect. We'd rather have this than the heat. It's just beautiful. It's always beautiful being here. My 5th time, and it never changes. Vice President Vance, Secretary Hegseth, Chairman Kaine, members of the Cabinet, members of the United States Armed Forces, veterans, and fellow citizens. Today, here at Arlington, a very special place that held burial grounds, battlefields across the country. And around the world, we unite in solemn observance. With reverent hearts, we honor those who fell so that our republic might stand, those who died so that our nation could live, those who gave up their sacred light on earth so that the sublime light of American freedom would shine forever and ever. This Memorial Day, we salute them, we exalt them, and we thank them for all that we have and for all that they gave. They gave everything. God bless our fallen heroes. We're joined today by some of those they left behind, our incredible Gold Star families, incredible people. To every person here and across America who holds tight to the memory of a warrior taken from them, we will never, ever forget the ones you loved. Gold Star family members, please stand. Receive our thanks, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. My honor. Less than 6 weeks from now, our nation will reach a historic milestone, 250 years of majestic American independence. Something. But it's only right that first we remember the immense sacrifice that has been brought to us and this momentous anniversary year. That's what it is. It's a momentous year. Before we hail the founding, we honor the fallen. Before we celebrate the triumph, we pay the tribute. Before we crown the victory, we count the cost. Today we are reminded that there could be no 4th of July without America's armed forces, and there could be no Independence Day without Memorial Day. We owe our liberty, our self-government, the glories of our history, and our very nation itself to the generations who paid for it with everything they had, the ultimate sacrifice. The first Americans to give their lives in battle fell on April 1775, when 8 patriots were cut down by redcoats. Those guns, they were shot on Lexington Green. They had answered the call to muster against a force 5 times their strength. They said at the time, the greatest in the world, in defense of their cherished rights and their cherished liberty. As the British approached Massachusetts, militiamen summoned destiny itself, saying, if they mean to have a war, let it begin right here. Caleb Harrington was 23 years old when he accompanied his father to the Green that day. Torn apart from each other in the chaos of combat, that American son died trying to fight his way back to his father. He wanted to get back to Dad. Caleb's cousin Jonathan was struck down at age 31, shot within the sight of his home, and his young wife and child who awaited his return. Jonathan crawled, bleeding, back to them to die on his own doorstep for a final, terrible but beautiful farewell. His widow and orphan were perhaps the very first Gold Star family in a long, unbroken chain that reaches up through the ages to us right here today. When our founding fathers put the ideas of the Declaration of Independence to paper in Philadelphia, they signed and sealed an oath that had already been written in blood by patriots at Lexington, Concord, and Bunker Hill. Their sacrifice birthed the most incredible and exceptional nation in all of history. And our nation is doing better today than it's ever done before. Right? That's right. The cause of independence exploded from that part of the American soul that will not be tamed, that will never be conquered, that will rather face death than to live as slaves to the arbitrary will of another. This is the unyielding spirit that has always set Americans apart and driven generations of American warriors into battle, their chests beating with the cry that says, we will govern ourselves. We will control our destiny. We will bow to no one but the righteous God who made us and who gave us our rights and blessed this land of free and the bravest of the brave. 10 days into the legendary Battle of the Bulge in World War II, Lieutenant Colonel Keith Ware led 11 men and a tank against entrenched German positions, the toughest positions anywhere in the world. Half the patrol, including Ware himself, were soon wounded, yet still he killed 5 enemy riflemen, demolished 3 German machine gun nests, forced a 4th to surrender, and captured the hill. For his heroism, he received the Congressional Medal of Honor. Unlike most drafted soldiers, Ware stayed in the Army and rose to the rank of general, a highly respected general. in Vietnam as commander of the 1st Infantry, the Big Red One, they called it. That's very nice. He led from the front, and in 1968, that's where he was shot down, surveying enemy positions for the famous assault on Hill 222. Known as the Fighting General, he's buried here in Arlington, and with us is his grandson and namesake, Staff Sergeant Keith Ware, an Air Force veteran. Keith, where are you, Keith? Where are you, Keith? Hi, Keith. Thank you very much. Great honor. We're also honored to be joined by a man who, like General Ware, is a veteran of the largest battle in U.S. Army history, the Battle of the Bulge. At 15, Harry Miller lied about his age to enlist and was soon fighting to stop the SS Panzer divisions as part of the famed 740th Tank Battalion, the Daredevils they were called, of which he is among the last surviving members at 97 years old. Within 6 months after the battle, Harry's unit lost 42 comrades. He's remembering them today. Sergeant Miller, it is a true honor to have you with us. Sergeant Miller.
Post 42 as we serve at the pleasure of the president. Ha! Look at that. Wow.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you.
And he looks great. Thank you. Many of the greatest men of that generation followed along an epic path from World War II to Korea and to Vietnam. Major Charles Kelly was the father of aggressive dust-off helicopter flying that made Army medical evacuation pilots among the most fearless. In Vietnam, the greatest helicopter pilots, they say, that ever lived. Like Sergeant Miller, Charles enlisted to serve in World War II at age 15. He was wounded at the Battle of Aachen and went on to fight in Korea. But flying helicopter ambulances in Vietnam is what etched his name into history. Since I have been here, he wrote in 1964, we have evacuated 1,800 casualties, and in the last 3 months, we've flown 242 hours at night. No other unit can match this, and they flew the most dangerous routes probably in the history of warfare. 2 weeks later, under brutal enemy fire, Kelly refused to withdraw until he had loaded the wounded aboard. As he prepared for takeoff, an enemy bullet pierced his heart. Yet Charles Kelly's heroic life-saving style lived on. His comrades and command passed on to Captain Patrick Henry Brady, and 4 years later, Brady piloted 3 damaged helicopters, in turn to evacuate an incredible 51 wounded warriors under intense fire like no one has seen up till that point. For this, he received also the Congressional Medal of Honor. General Brady is with us at 89 years old as we salute his fallen mentor, Charles Kelly. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
He also mentioned verse 51, check that out, one nation under God. And then it talks about that, and it says, dear patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured,
thank you very much.
The finest people alive.
Sergeant First Class Matthew McClintock enlisted in the Army in 2006 and became a very special Green Beret. In 2016, he found himself in an hours-long firefight with Afghan terrorists.
Thanks, Yeti.
When a comrade was severely wounded, Matthew wanted to find a landing zone for a medevac rescue. Very dangerous, horrible way to be flying. He was reminded on the dangers, but Matthew replied, "We have to save him. We have to do it." Running out in the face of mortars and rocket-propelled grenades, he went to work, but was soon gravely wounded. He was hit from every possible angle. Matthew fell that day, but the soldier he gave his life to save survived and thrived, and Matthew was awarded the Silver Star. We're deeply honored to be joined by Matthew's mother, Joyce, his widow, Allie, and his precious young son, Declan, here to remember Matthew at his grave in Section 60, 10 years later. So Joyce and Allie and Declan, we salute Sergeant Matthew McClintock as an American hero, please. Thank you.
Again, going to that post, it says, rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive who are all dedicated to the eradication of evil and corruption from the U.S./world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White House.
It's a big temple.
These are tremendous people.
Down.
These are brave, brave people. In 2 wars recently, we've lost a total of 13 service members. In Venezuela, which was a complete and total victory, where we're working very closely with the Venezuela government right now.
Here's Q
We took
13,
that over in one
the time
day.
the POTUS traveling to
We
China,
lost no
South
one.
Korea. I've said too much.
In
God bless.
Operation
Patriots.
Epic Fury, we lost 13 wonderful souls, wonderful, special people. These incredible men and women gave their lives to ensure that the world's #1 state sponsor of terror will never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, and they won't. They will never have a nuclear weapon. I'm sure you know that. One of them was Major Ariana Savino Lindsay, and we're joined by her great family, Omira, Darren, Zevin, and Wick. Stand up, please. Please. There he is. There he is. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vic. Thank you very much. To all of you, Ariana's selfless gift will not be in vain. Our debt to you is everlasting, and it's always going to end in victory. We're having victories all over the place, more than we've had in many, many decades. Scripture tells us, precious is the sight of the Lord, is the death of his faithful servants. 400,000 souls rest on these grounds, these beautiful grounds, in the sacred soil, which is first consecrated in the hours of America's greatest division to be eternal symbol of national unity. It cannot be by chance alone that the very first service member laid to rest here in this place of supreme sacrifice was a Union soldier by the name of Private Christman, Private William Henry Christman,
All right, Shady.
of Pennsylvania, who died.
I mean,
He's 19 years old.
Pause that. So he's talking about another Q post, Shady. I was waiting for it. This is the Civil War post. Do you remember this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. Absolutely.
This is the Civil War. There will be no Civil War. This one right here. See that?
Mm-hmm.
See that, gentlemen?
I do.
4469. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is the story right here. The Military Times. Old Glory stands for freedom and equality for all. The flag was carried by Union soldiers during Civil War in a fight to abolish slavery versus Confederate Democrats, the flag of Lincoln. It was considered a great honor to be chosen to carry the flag in battle. The soldier was unarmed and knew they would most certainly die, as did most who fought, but understood that the fight, that their lives was worth the cost, self-sacrifice. They believed in something greater than themselves. To them, the flag represented a symbol of freedom, of hope, of equality and prosperity. To disrespect the flag, to kneel, is to disrespect those who fought and died, and provide each and every one of us the rights that we're afforded today. Old Glory knows not what skin color carries her, only that for which it stands. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. to free from oppression. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. One day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free. Ronald Reagan. Now, if we go to this thing here, he just said William Carney, didn't he, Shady?
Yep.
There it is. There's William Carney. Q proof. There it is. All right, Yeti.
But I want to jump in there. That's
Shady wants to
amazing.
jump in.
No, that right there is very amazing, and it goes along with a number of different things that I wanted to say to you guys today. But look at this. Old Glory doesn't care. Old Glory doesn't care who carries her. I'm going to say that again. This is very important. It's going to take me a second. Old Glory doesn't care who carries her. Does that mean Jewish people can carry her?
Yes.
Oh, well, really interesting. Oh, so that means
Jewish
that the
American
people that are out there that are doing what they. Oh, that's very interesting. Wasn't it a group of people that were of the bloodline families that were telling the people of America in the 1800s that black people couldn't carry the American flag? Do you understand what's going on? Like they created another flag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they did this intentionally. The divide in your country was intentional. This right here, Trump is drawing back to the moment the healing began. We are sitting here this many number of years later, and the healing still isn't done. Why? Not because we can't heal, because we have an infestation of people that want the wound to stay a wound. They make bank off of the wound being a wound. The reason that they don't like you and the reason that they don't like you talking about the truth is because the truth does something terrible, terrible to a wound. It begins to heal it. It starts from the edges, on the very edges, and the next thing you know, the edge starts to look like the normal matter, the normal skin, and the next thing you know, it moves in and the wound begins to heal. The people that we're fighting that want to attack MAGA for Tom Massey and claiming Israel is the reason that Tom Massey lost. That's a lie. Everything that they're doing is a lie. They're doing it to perpetuate the lie within the numbnut heads of people that don't have time to take this stuff apart. They're taking advantage of people. They're taking people for granted. And so, like right there, Jeff, he draws us back to that moment. And it said very clearly to me that Old Glory doesn't care who carries her.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Old Glory knows not what skin color or skin carries her, only for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She doesn't care. If you pick up the flag of freedom, she doesn't care. But if you pick up a torch to burn her, well, the people that carry her care. And then you get mad at the people that carry her for caring because you say that we shouldn't care, but we do. Oh, we do care. And we care enough that we're willing to fight you for it. And that makes you irritated because you're like, oh, because the king says you shouldn't care. Well, why do you care? Because it's something that represents me. Because I don't care if it's a Jewish person that is a judge that's in a case that someone harmed me over that I'm trying to get reparation or that I'm trying to get redemption for. I don't care who the person is. I want a just system. We're not perfect. We're fighting for a just system. And you cannot find a better person to tell the stories of Americans. Donald Trump doesn't tell the story of America. He's telling the story of the individual Americans. That's why he's great at what he does. Politicians try to tell the story of like this collective, this etherical thing. That's not what America is. America is the individual, the specific person that did something amazing, unique, unusual, undone before. That's what an American is supposed to be. And they've tried to make us all the same. We're not all the same. And Donald Trump's giving you the opportunity to be different. God bless him for it.
Yeah. Yeti, can you back it up just a little bit? I'm pretty sure I heard William Carney. Did I not? Did I hear it?
A great young man.
Let's just back it up a little bit. Great points, Shady. Well done.
Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
That's why I'm here.
All right. So Yeah, so we got, go ahead.
State sponsor of terror will never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, and they won't. They will never have a nuclear weapon. I'm sure you know that. Charles Kelly was the father, lied about it. We will bow to no one but the righteous God who made us and who gave us our rights and blessed this land of free and the bravest of the brave. 10 days into the legendary Battle of the Bulge in World War II, Lieutenant Colonel Keith Ware led 11 men and a tank against entrenched German positions, the toughest positions anywhere in the world. Half the patrol, including Ware himself, were soon wounded, yet still he killed 5 enemy riflemen, demolished 3 German machine gun nests, forced a 4th to surrender, and captured the hill. For his heroism, he received the Congressional Medal of Honor. Unlike most drafted soldiers, Ware stayed in the Army and rose to the rank of general, a highly respected general. In Vietnam, as commander of the 1st Infantry, the Big Red One, they called it. Yeah. That's very nice. He led from the front, and in 1968, that's where he was shot down, surveying enemy positions for the famous assault on Hill 222. Known as the Fighting General, he's buried here in Arlington, and with us is his grandson and namesake, Staff Sergeant Keith Ware, an Air Force veteran. Keith, where are you, Keith? Where are you, Keith? Hi, Keith.
I think it's coming up after this, guys.
Thank you very much. Great honor. We're also honored to be joined by a man who, like General Ware, is a veteran of the largest battle in U.S. Army history, the Battle of the Bulge. At 15, Harry Miller lied about his age to enlist and was soon fighting to stop the SS Panzer divisions as part of the famed 740th Tank Battalion, the Daredevils they were called, of which he is among the last surviving members at 97 years old. Within 6 months after the battle, Harry's unit lost 42 comrades. He's remembering them today. Sergeant Miller, it is a true honor to have you with us. Sergeant Miller.
I think it's after this. We went back quite a bit, but it's okay. It's good to hear and honor our troops, our soldiers, the military. Celebrating this with you. Hope you guys have written more again. Thank you, Clan, for all of the subscriptions. Thank you so much.
And it looks great. Thank you. Many of the greatest men of that generation followed along an epic path from World War II to Korea and to Vietnam. Major Charles Kelly was the father of aggressive dust-off helicopter flying that made Army medical evacuation pilots among the most fearless. In Vietnam, the greatest helicopter pilots, they say, that ever lived. Like Sergeant Miller, Charles enlisted to serve in World War II at age 15. He was wounded at the Battle of Aachen and went on to fight in Korea. But flying helicopter ambulances in Vietnam is what etched his name into history. Since I have been here, he wrote in 1964, we have evacuated 1,800 casualties. And in the last 3 months, we've flown 242 hours at night. No other unit can match this, and they flew the most dangerous routes probably in the history of warfare. 2 weeks later, under brutal enemy fire, Kelly refused to withdraw until he had loaded the wounded aboard. As he prepared for takeoff, an enemy bullet pierced his heart. Yet Charles Kelly's heroic life-saving style lived on. His comrades and command passed on to Captain Patrick Henry Brady, and 4 years later, Brady piloted 3 damaged helicopters in turn to evacuate an incredible 51 wounded warriors under intense fire like no one has seen up till that point. For this, he received also the Congressional Medal of Honor. General Brady is with us at 89 years old as we salute his fallen mentor, Charles Kelly. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Sergeant First Class Matthew McClintock enlisted in the Army in 2006 and became a very special Green Beret. In 2016, he found himself in an hours-long firefight with Afghan terrorists. When a comrade was severely wounded, Matthew wanted to find a landing zone for a medevac rescue. Very dangerous, horrible way to be flying. He was reminded on the dangers, but Matthew replied, "We have to save him. We have to do it." Running out in the face of mortars and rocket-propelled grenades, he went to work, but was soon gravely wounded. He was hit from every possible angle. Matthew fell that day, but the soldier he gave his life to save survived and thrived, and Matthew was awarded the Silver Star. We're deeply honored to be joined by Matthew's mother, Joyce, his widow, Allie, and his precious young son, Declan, here to remember Matthew at his grave in Section 60, 10 years later. So Joyce and Allie and Declan, we salute Sergeant Matthew McClintock as an American hero. Please. Thank you.
All right, we're at the top of the hour. We're going to take a quick break. Amazing
He's
speech.
a
We're gonna
tremendous-
finish it on the other side. Thank you, Yeti. We'll be right back.
See you guys in a minute.
3, 2, and 1.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's at 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
But there is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show, where psyops go to die.
For the first time ever, we're bringing you My Pillow mattresses and mattress toppers for as low as $99.98. Remember, sleep's all about temperature and pressure points. Whatever sleep needs you have, we have the right technology for you. Like our My Pillow mattress topper, our queen size has over 10,000 individual comfort supports to help relieve your pressure points. And how about our 3-inch Hybrid Plus mattress topper? It's infused with copper and silver to help your body get the restorative sleep it needs. And our My Pillow and Case Coil mattresses, I personally helped develop these mattresses to make sure they have everything needed to give us great sleep. Plus, they're made right here in the USA, and they ship right to your front door, absolutely free. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get MyPillow mattresses and toppers for as low as $99.98 and free shipping.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go. In a world of shadows. In a world of shadows where the lies take hold, in the matrix and shady groove, sharp and true. With the MG Show, they cut through the haze. Truth is their weapon in this golden age. No silver platter, no tales pre-sold. The truth is learned, it's never told. Digging deep where the secrets hide, they bring the light to the other side. Slaying psyops, tearing down the screen. In the matrix, shady groove, the truth machine. MG Show where the real unfolds. Dark to light, the truth is told. Oh, they're slaying psyops one by one, fighting battles till the war is won. From the airwaves to the digital fight, Shannon and Jeffrey shine the spotlight. Constitution's their weapon, their guiding star, exposing the games no matter how far. Every thread they pull, a story unwinds, decoding the chaos, connecting the lines. No puppet strings, no fear to face. They're waking the world at a relentless pace. P equals pacer, a name in the mist, a shadow empire on their truth hit list.
Locked and loaded. Through the quiet hours, the drops keep coming true. Shadows in the system, but the light is breaking through. We've been watching, waiting, connecting every thread. The great awakening is rising from the dead. No more sleeping on the lies they feed the masses. Eyes wide open now with every day that passes. From the boards to the streets, the message spreads like fire. Patriots united, lifting higher and higher. Storms are brewing, winds are howling loud, but we've seen the signs, we're standing proud. They can throw their chaos, bring a dark of night. We hold the truth, we're ready for the fight. Locked and loaded, hearts and minds aligned. Cue movement rising, no fear in our eyes. Ready for anything, come what may. The storm is here, we're lighting up the way. Where we go, one, we go all. We stand as one from the ashes of deceit. The battle's just begun. Locked and loaded, steady in the fray. You standing strong. We're ready for the day. Try to bury what we know, but anons keep the red pills flowing. Cabal in the crosshairs, the towers start to shake, while the silent majority is wide awake. No surrender, no retreat, we've trained for this hour. Faith and discernment, our ultimate power. Whatever they unleash, blackouts, false flags, fear. We'll trust the plan, the reckoning is near. Darkness gathers, but the dawn is calling clear. We've waited long enough, the hour's finally here. They can push their panic, spin their webs of lies, but truth is marching, watch the sleepers rise. Locked and loaded, hearts and minds aligned. Cue movement rising, no fear in our eyes. Ready for anything, come what may. The storm is here, we're lighting up the way. Where we go, one, we go all. We stand as one from the ashes of deceit. The battle's just begun. Locked and loaded, steady in the fray. You standing strong. We're ready for the day. Yeah. Let the arrows fly, let the thunder roll. We've got each other's backs, united in our soul. No division, no distraction, just a mission clear for God, for country, we'll see the victory in every town. Locked and loaded, voices echo through the night. Keep the movement ready, turning darkness into light. Ready for anything, whatever comes our way. The plan unfolds, we're here to seize the day. WWG1, WG1, WG1, forever hand in hand. The awakening is global across the land. Locked and loaded, yeah, we're locked and loaded. You standing strong. The future's ours to hold. Locked and loaded. Locked and loaded. Locked and loaded. Ready for anything. Where we go one, we go all.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Scottish Shannon. By the way, the Department of War CTO said GM Patriots are in control with Locked In, very similar to Locked and Loaded. The the White House just posted Peace Through Strength. Those are also Q posts. You are the the saviors of mankind. And, Q is allegedly, right? Three non-military, less than 10 people are a part of the Q team that know the full picture. 3 non-military, part of a military operation, which means the Anons and the Q post means that you are also the saviors of mankind. Pretty interesting that post came up in the song, and how that song fit today, Scottish Anon. What do you think of that, Shady?
I think that was absolutely amazing, and it dovetails perfectly with what we're doing today. And all of us to stand back and to say for just a moment, listen, humanity as a whole has a parasite. If humanity as a whole can discover together that we all have a parasite and point to what it is in unison, the parasite goes away. And that's why the parasite is fighting you. That's why the parasite is embedded itself in American politics, because its biggest fear, the parasite that I'm mentioning's biggest fear, is a public awakening. And whenever Q was posting, that's exactly the message that Q said. Their greatest fear was you to wake up. Then it said that you, the people, are the cure. Well, that means exactly what Jeff was just telling you. Yes, they've got us by the short hair right now. But with a person in charge of the presidency with all the power that the wonderful founding fathers gave the president, if left with that power and without being impugned by all of this nonsense like impeachment and all these different things, Russia, they're trying to attach Massey to him. They're trying to attach Epstein to him. They're trying to attach Israel to him. They're trying to do all of these different things. And
January
every
6th.
bit of it, they're telling us, Jeff, they're telling us that they're doing it for our better good. They're doing it to the benefit of us to go out and attack the guy that we all worked so hard for. That ain't gonna fly, even among the low IQ people.
That's right. So again, guys, stay with me, deplorables. You'll love how this movie ends, okay? Q+. All right, that's the meme that he posted at 5:56 a.m. 5:56. The cure, the cure, okay, will spread worldwide. Have faith, Patriot. It's a timestamp today, Shady.
So it's almost like you're saying that the cure is the truth. It's almost like you're saying that we are going to disseminate the truth to the people of the world, and the people of the world are going to pick up the mantle of the truth. And then when the numbnuts start to run to the microphone to say things like, Trump bad, we're going to recognize what they're doing and not get caught up in their Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And, it's funny. I'm watching a normie person talk to another unhinged thinker, okay, who's been obviously captured by the communist, disgusting, brainwashed narrative, okay? And they're posting all this bullshit stuff on President Trump. They're all lies, okay? Mm-hmm. And then she's treating the person that's calling him out on the lies like an idiot. They're how dare you? I'll pray for you. You don't need to pray for anybody. You are inciting violence with a lot of your posts, and you don't even realize it. You don't realize the evil that because of you believing a lie, you are liable for lives. We just had another shooting on Saturday at the White House. This is not a game. This is not funny. And to patronize people that actually are showing you the truth, but you refuse to see it because Orange Man bad. It's actually rather disgusting.
Do you know that the people that founded this country were fleeing hatred? You know, the idea that the establishment and the way that all of government was organized, and the idea that the reason governments and kings and boundaries were made was so that you could keep out the people that you hate. Do you understand that? Like, the people that left Europe that came and built America were fleeing the idea that hatred is baked into the human experience. Listen now, think about that. Now look at what they're doing with the hate, whether it be Jewish people, they come out there and they say, oh, we're going to create hate crime. This is further deteriorating your society. They're doing that on purpose. We believe in free speech. I believe that no speech is bad speech. The only thing you can't do is scream fire in a crowded theater. More speech is the answer, never less speech. But look at what they're doing. They're trying to say hate is a reason to stop speech. Meanwhile, they're telling you that you've got to hate your opponent.
Yeah.
Look at that dynamic. Think about that. How can you logically reconcile that and take any of that seriously? There was a man that walked here a long time ago that told us that if you carry hate in your heart, then you literally are living what it is that you despise. Literally, not conjecture. That is what we're trying to tell you, that the truth will set you free, and that you do not, and I do not hate Democrats. I don't hate these infiltrators. I say God bless them, because now they've done something so severely stupid that people can't unsee it.
Yeah. I mean, so here, let's just recap real quick all the timestamps that the Q meme that President Trump dropped that led back to Q plus, the spiritual Street Fighter meme that was a Q plus right on his collar. Okay, I mean, it's all there, and then we got to go back and finish the rest of this video. But, you know, because obviously they want us to watch it. Do you pick up the comms? And we're looking at the comms in this video. It's insane. The comms are insane. And yes, we do want to make a clarification. It wasn't William H. Carney. However, it was William, what was it, Shady? William, you had it there, because I just wanted to correct the record. William something. Christman, yes. William Christman. It was William Christman, not William H. Carney. Our apologies. But the post that we showed you still is relevant, in my opinion, because it was amazing. Shady.
Thank you for saying we.
Well, we say we all the time. You say
no,
we.
Yeah, well, you say we. Well, yeah, you included me in that. Like I was
shady. I meant shady. Shady. He
didn't say anything.
It was shady. Press 17 if you know it was shady. All right, so let's go back and listen to the comms from yesterday's speech, which is another drop that is relevant. Yeti, are you ready to drop us back into the speech to finish it off? Thank you so much. Let's go.
These people, these are brave people. In 2 wars recently, we've lost a total of 13 service members. In Venezuela, which was a complete and total victory, where we're working very closely with the Venezuela government right now. We took that over in 1 day, and we lost no one. In Operation Epic Fury, we lost 13 wonderful souls, wonderful, special people. These incredible men and women gave their lives to ensure that the world's #1 state sponsor of terror will never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, and they won't. They will never have a nuclear weapon. I'm sure you know that.
Now, real quick, I want to just
one of them was
talk about something. So, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. There's this thing called the vine and fig tree, okay, Shady Grove, and they're trying to show you, they did a report allegedly for the White House that shows all these infiltrators, you know, like Ian Carroll and, you know, all these people and, you know, and what's interesting, Shady, is that I lost my train of thought. So what was I going to say, Shady?
I was listening to the president, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
But what I'm saying is, oh my God, I just, you ever have that happen to you?
A senior moment? Nope.
Yeah.
I don't have those.
Oops. All right. So let's go back to the president.
Major Ariana Savino, Lindsay, and we're joined by her great family, Omira, Darren, Zevin, and Wick.
That was also
Stand
Shady.
up, please. Please. There he is. There he is. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vic. Thank you very much. To all of you, Ariana's selfless gift will not be in vain. Our debt to you is everlasting, and it's always going to end in victory. We're having victories all over the place, more than we've had in many, many decades. Scripture tells us, precious is the sight of the Lord, is the death of his faithful servants. 400,000 souls rest on these grounds, these beautiful grounds, in the sacred soil which is first consecrated in the hours of America's greatest division to be eternal symbol of national unity. It cannot be by chance alone that the very first service member laid to rest here in this place of supreme sacrifice was a Union soldier by the name of Private Christman, Private William Henry Christman of Pennsylvania, who died as 19 years old. He was a great young man, they say. Beside him are more than 18,000 other young men named William, over 20,000 named John, over 13,000 named James, joined over time by Isaac, Elijah, Earls, Hanks, Helens, Wands, Margarets, Marius, Donalds, not too many, and others whose names tell the true story of American greatness, and greatness it is. Here beneath arching trees and white stones so beautiful, these many are made one again, united forever as brothers and sisters in arms and children of our fathers in heaven. From coast to coast, from proud cities to humble towns, and from heartland fields, from every race and religion, they came because they could not bear the thought that the nation they loved so much might ask for heroes and hear no answer. But they answered, and they answered very, very loudly. At Ticonderoga and San Juan Hill, at Manila Bay and Midway, at Pointe du Hoc and Busan, the courage of the American warrior has forged a path through every sea and every place that's marked a trail to every corner on the earth. In 250 years, America's heroes have saved more lives, freed more captives, accomplished more good, and spread more hope than any other people at any time in the history of the world. Whole nations, no liberty today. Entire generations, no freedom. Billions and billions of people have been delivered from poverty, tyranny, and oppression because of the sacrifices we honor this day. That's why from Brittany to Sicily, from Panama City to Saipan, from the Netherlands to North Africa to New Zealand, this whole planet is adorned with memorials to America's fallen and to America's greatness, to their courage, carved in marble and engraved in the hearts of all of mankind. We will never forget you. From 1776 to 2026, America has always stood as a great and moral cause. Our warriors are no mere mercenaries. They are guardian angels who stride across the battlefields of history and stand watch over the highest and most beautiful plains
Nobody like
the
him.
human spirit has ever seen, holding the line between liberty and tyranny, between civilization and barbarism, between good and evil. Wherever the American soldier walks, wherever he fights, wherever he fails, and wherever he falls, he does it for the destiny of a nation like no other. There's never been anybody like you. And for the fate of freedom on this earth, we salute you like nobody has ever been saluted before.
Hold the line. You like how this movie ends, guys. Thank you very much, Eddie. All right.
By their deaths, those who have gone before us in battle
No. Go.
have redeemed the promise of our founding for each future generation. They've not just made the ultimate sacrifice, they've offered the ultimate
Real
proof
quick,
that we
pause it real quick.
Americans
Just-
do
I just wanna
indeed
interject
love.
something. He just said our future generation. Remember, we read that post that talked about the Carney guy, right? The Civil War. And it's talking, this is the freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction, guys. And that's why we're glad to have patriots here in our chat that are actually learning from this show. Thank you so much to the APAL Anon family. Shady?
Yep. Thank you.
All right, Yeti.
Liberty. We do cherish the self-government given to us by our forefathers. We do believe with all our souls in the mission that God has given to America. And we do intend with all our strength and heart to hold high the torch our heroes handed to us, and we will never, ever let it fall. Thank you very much. You are special, special people. We love you all. God bless the families of the fallen. God bless the men and women who serve. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody.
What a speech, Shady Girl. What a speech. I mean, that tells you the guardian angel. I mean, Shady, that was so full of comms. The numbers that he was calling out, and then the timestamps. That one post, Shady Group, about the military that I pulled up, talking about yesterday's speech and the comms and the timestamps. It's all happening right now.
It's almost like that he understands that we're at a moment in history where everything is going to be scrutinized and looked back on from the future to show as a marker of where the country righted its course, from where the country had been infiltrated and had been taken off the rail and sent in a different direction. Think of it like a railroad track where somebody just pushes the switch and all of a sudden the train ends up on the wrong line. We've been running on the wrong line for quite a long time, especially since the Federal Reserve of the early 1900s. What Donald Trump is doing is he has went out ahead of that train and he has built track back to the main line. And we're currently still on the alternate route, but we are on our way back to the main line. And that's exactly what you see happening. I think the reason that he takes the time and the patience and the care that he's taken to say these things is because in 100 years from now, people are going to look back. I think that there might be things like, like the audio version of the Constitution up there in Washington, D.C. is going to be Donald Trump reading it, or the Declaration of Independence. It's going to be the voice of Donald Trump telling you this is the reason that our country has come to this moment, because we needed a reconnection with the reason that we became a country. The reason that we became a country isn't so that we can do what we want. The reason that we became a country is so that we could give humanity a leg up against the oppressors who have been oppressing you for all of humanity up until then. And it's interesting because the people that are the oppressors are the ones that are currently trying to run out there and tell you that Donald Trump is somehow oppressing you by freeing you from the throes of a potential nuclear threat from Iran and freeing the region from that threat as well. You could say that out loud, and the people can pretend like they're taking it seriously, but Main Street America is not biting on that apple.
Yeah. And again, Shady Groove. So this speech was epic. It was talking about the saviors of mankind. Again, think about it logically. The only way is the military fully controlled. Okay, we got that one. And then we got the U.S. military equals savior of mankind. We will never forget. Memorial Day speech. Fantasyland is what they're living in. God save us all from the darkness, the evil, the good versus evil. Okay, there is a good versus evil post. There's a hold the line post. It says, hold the line, riders, justice coming. Then going back to that, and then Shady Groove, I wanted to point out the last post that I was like, wow, this is interesting. Right here, this one. It says what has been said about the U.S. military, the speech yesterday. Verified and locked so much. Expand your thinking, reread crumbs, re-listen to yesterday's speech. We just did that. Connect the markers. We did that. News in all forms unlocks the map. Expand your thinking. The Great Awakening Q. We love our U.S. military on behalf of the entire nation. Thank you for your service, sacrifice and service, timestamps. We just went over those. How many clues must President Trump provide today, Shady?
He doesn't have to provide one. The reality of the situation is he doesn't have to provide any to you at all. He could not give you one, but instead he does something different. He does it over and over and over again to make sure that the people that are paying attention are following along. He's not letting you drift too far away. He understands that the people that didn't want to be here to begin with are going to go away. We are literally running them off. Like this whole thing with Joe Kent that just happened, this whole thing with Thomas Massey that just happened. The thing that John Cornyn is going to happen today. We're running them out of the party. We're effectively beating them like wet dogs. That's what we're really doing. Get away from here. You're not coming to feast on our abundance anymore. You want to engineer a society of scarcity. Meanwhile, you want to feast on our abundance. You could take a hike, kid. The people that have been organizing your reality in that form are donezo, and Donald Trump is doing exactly what I would do. Donald Trump is doing exactly what Jeff would do, or I would guarantee you 99% of the people that hear this broadcast would do. In other words, the things that Donald Trump are doing aren't some sort of like genius plan. He's doing the right thing. The genius plan is, oh my God, what if we tell people the truth and then do the right thing whenever we have it? What a concept.
What a concept. And again, I think it was a reminder, right? Thank you. All these. So the one with spiritual
warfare.
No, spiritual. What's her name?
Street Fighter.
Yeah, thank you. Brought up this post here. Again, it's a reminder, guys. Okay, so here we go. Check it out.
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself. The establishment has trillions of dollars at stake in this election. For those who control the levers of power in Washington and for the global special interest, they partner with these people that don't have your good in mind. Our campaign represents a true existential threat like they haven't seen before. This is not simply another 4-year election. This is a crossroads in the history of our civilization that will determine whether or not we, the people, reclaim control over our government. The political establishment that is trying to stop us is the same group responsible for our disastrous trade deals, massive illegal immigration, and economic and foreign policies that have bled our country dry. The political establishment has brought about the destruction of our factories and our jobs as they flee to Mexico, China, and other countries all around the world. It's a global power structure that is responsible for the economic decisions that have robbed our working class, stripped our country of its wealth, and put that money into the pockets of a handful of large corporations and political entities. This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. And this will be our last chance to save it. This election will determine whether we're a free nation or whether we have only the illusion of democracy, but are in fact controlled by a small handful of global special interests rigging the system, and our system is rigged. This is reality. You know it, they know it, I know it, and pretty much the whole world knows it. The Clinton machine is at the center of this power structure. We've seen this firsthand in the WikiLeaks documents, in which Hillary Clinton meets in secret with international banks to plot the destruction of U.S. sovereignty in order to enrich these global financial powers, her special interest friends, and her donors. Honestly, she should be locked up. The most powerful weapon deployed by the Clintons is the corporate media, the press. Let's be clear on one thing. The corporate media in our country is no longer involved in journalism. They're a political special interest, no different than any lobbyist or other financial entity with a total political agenda, and the agenda is not for you, it's for themselves. Anyone who challenges their control is deemed a sexist, a racist, a xenophobe. They will lie, and then again, they will do worse than that. They will do whatever's necessary. The Clintons are criminals, remember that. This is well documented, and the establishment that protects them has engaged in a massive cover-up of widespread criminal activity at the State Department and the Clinton Foundation in order to keep the Clintons in power. They knew they would throw every lie they could at me and my family and my loved ones. They knew they would stop at nothing to try to stop me. Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. I take them for our movement so that we can have our country back. I knew this day would arrive. It's only a question of when. And I knew the American people would rise above it and vote for the future they deserve. The only thing that can stop this corrupt machine is you. The only force strong enough to save our country is us. The only people brave enough to vote out this corrupt establishment is you, the American people. Our great civilization has come upon a moment of reckoning. I didn't need to do this, folks, believe me. I built a great company, and I had a wonderful life. I could have enjoyed the fruits and benefit of years of successful business deals and businesses for myself and my family, instead of going through this absolute horror show of lies, deceptions, malicious attacks. Who would have thought? I'm doing it because this country has given me so much, and I feel so strongly that it's my turn to give back to the country that I love. I'm doing this for the people and for the movement, and we will take back this country for you, and we will make America great again.
To give back to the country he loves. Look at what he's doing, Shady Groove. He's getting teased for the ballroom, Shady Groove, and he's funding that with his own money. He's not even taking a paycheck. He's giving back to the country he loves, Shady.
You feel like InfoWars is giving back to the country they love?
Hey, Trump doesn't like me.
Is that their motivation? Look at this. Look at what Jeff is saying. You have to look through the noise and see the motivation of a human being and then decide whether or not you believe them. Donald Trump is telling you what he's telling you. InfoWars nuts are telling you what they're telling you. Your position is to see which one you think is telling you the truth, which one is actually selflessly fighting for something that gives them no benefit. Can you name a benefit? What's the benefit of Donald Trump ruining his brand on the fire of the Democrat war machine or the neocon war machine, uniparty war machine, whatever you want to call it? That's literally what he did for you. He sacrificed himself for all of us so that maybe, just maybe, we would hear him and we would do something about it, because we had a leader that actually had some backbone. There's nobody going to get involved in a fight for a leader that doesn't have a backbone. You think that? Why do you think Blackbeard was putting firecrackers in his beard? Because he wanted to establish leadership. Like, they're like, if that guy is going to do that for his cause, then I'm going to follow him till death. That's literally what Donald Trump has done. He has corrected course and created a leadership position out of the presidency as opposed to a puppeted, whatever you want to call it, Manchurian candidate.
Yeah. Wow.
Beautiful.
Also,
right?
Shady Groove, was interesting too. The Daily Mail released Trump is going back to the hospital because he's cognitively declined, even though he was there for his Walter Reed checkup, Shady. Yep. And we just got news today that President Trump just finished his 6-month physical at Walter Reed Military Medical Center. Everything checked out perfectly.
And they knew
to
that.
the great doc. What?
I said, and they knew that before they published the article that you mentioned.
Yeah, thank you to the great doctors and staff heading back to the White House. That was today. But look at this, Shady Grove. He's like, why are all these like people falling asleep? Look at this, Shady. Like,
some surprise visits sort of sprinkled down. The one.
So they're saying oh God, she fell asleep. What's going on? Falls asleep ahead of their 55th birthday next month. What's going on? This guy right here, renowned health expert Jay Dawsey, falls asleep on air. Sad, right? Look at this one. Flashback, fake tapper appears to doze off throughout the show. Wow, look at that. And then this one guy here, Dr. Jeremy Faust, sundowning?
Sleeping.
Here's more. Shady Grove.
Sleeping?
Brianna Kyler says nap went perfectly after falling asleep live on air. Rumors she also failed her cognitive exam, unlike President Trump, who was perfect. Trolling guys. They caught him, because that's what they do to the President Trump. He's in a meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please read.
There we go. But that's hilarious, Shady, how, he's in a meeting and he's like, he listens intently and they say he falls asleep because he's cognitively imbalanced. So CNN, looks like your whole team is cognitively imbalanced, Shady.
We literally watched him last week stand there on that construction site, and I swear to you, the man is holding the list of all of the materials that are needed to build that whole thing in his head. He's like standing there waiting for a reporter to try to get a gotcha question and say, oh, how much marble did you actually order, sir? And he's going to tell you off the top of his head. But yeah, cognitively declined. He's telling you exactly how the steel is and the concrete is assembled and poured so that it can make a fortified bunker system that cannot be penetrated. He's telling you about drone ports. He's telling you about 4-inch thick glass. But we're supposed to sit here and believe that Donald Trump is a puppet of BB as well as cognitive. Jeff, can you be a maniacal warlord that wants to rule the world and a dysfunctional mental patient with dementia?
Biden.
How can you be both? Look at how they're saying he's both. The one side is saying, oh, he's maniacal. And then over here they're saying, oh, he can't stay
Brain
awake.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. They want you to believe both things at the exact same time. No wonder people are confused.
I remembered what I wanted to say. He was talking about Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. And I brought up this right here. This is Gabrielle Cuccia. Something like that. You may be wondering, what happened to Trump? Who's he listening to? What? So basically, they hired, allegedly, the administration hired this vine and fig tree. Okay. And interesting. And they're saying it's pro-Israel. Oh, shady. All pro-Israel. And they're saying, what happened to President Trump? Who's he listening to? Okay. There's really not much you can really say because he's been saying this since the 80s, Shady Groove.
1980?
Yeah.
This country sits back and allows a country such as Iran to hold our hostages, to my way of thinking, is a horror.
Obviously, you're advocating that we should have gone in there with troops, etc., and brought our boys out.
I absolutely feel that, yes. I don't think there's any question.
I probably can't play this video because it's going to get censored, but you get the drift, okay? Nobody's telling Trump what to do. Israel is not controlling Trump. He just mentioned the invisible enemy, basically, in that speech. And then you bring in the Abraham Accords. He mentioned all of these different countries, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all the different countries that are surrounding that area to sign on now to the agreement, which undercuts and gets rid. And then maybe Iran, if they do what they're supposed to do, will also be into the Abraham Accords. This is getting them to sign on to get rid of people like the rogue CIA and the rogue Mossad that control Iran. Who really controls Iran? Okay. Who are we really negotiating with? Pompeo got slapped down, didn't he? Are we negotiating with them? I mean, he sounds like he's an Iranian, doesn't he?
Well, he sounds much like Brennan, doesn't he? Wasn't that one of the guys that held that seat? Sounds a lot like Peter Strzok. Sounds like every single news media talking head ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think people understand how huge this is, guys.
I also don't think people understand that every good American needs a little bit of cowboy in them, okay? The reason that we've not been very satisfied with your political structure is because a lot of these politicians, they forget the cowboy. They forget to spend the political capital that they have raised becoming the person that they are. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. What he's saying right there is painting the picture of what I mean. Notice you didn't see the whole clip, but in the whole clip, he basically says, I have not 1 ounce worth of thought of we shouldn't go in there and get our people. I have not 1 ounce of thought that says that we shouldn't use every single aspect of force possible to show these people who the hell is boss, because they're nothing but a bunch of numbnuts in the desert. That's exactly what he's saying then. That's the strength that we want the bully pulpit or the presidency to utilize. That's why you got to put smart people there. That's why we're all so nervous whenever it's like Joe Biden and Barack Obama and Clinton and Bush Sr. or Jr. All of these people had something in common. They had no cowboy in them. They were all elite pencil pushers from hoity-toity universities. No cowboy whatsoever. Not good for the American president.
You guys want another real quick pesky Q proof that happened this weekend, Shady?
Only if you want to give it to us.
All right. So, yes, this is bad, sick group of people, very destructive to our nation, caused tremendous damage through weaponization, President DJT. And it's a meme, and it says the Shady Bunch. And we've seen this meme before. Samantha Power, Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, James Clapper, James Comey, John Brennan, Barack Hussein Obama, and Ben Hamas Rhodes. But isn't it interesting that we've been talking about this since 2018 right here, 8/9/2018. You know, so you got the mug shots. It's exactly the spy op crew from 1828. The initials match and the faces in orange and the jumpsuits. It's poetic justice because you got White House Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama. You've got JB, John Brennan, the director, and dossier pusher, guys. James Comey, FBI FISA fraud. You got James Clapper in there again. You got James Clapper, FBI FISA fraud. James Comey, James Clapper. Susan Rice is in there. Okay, she was meeting logs and covering the tracks. Samantha Power was in there as well, unmasking machine. Valerie Jarrett was the inner circle handler, and Ben Hamas Rhodes was propaganda echo chamber. So that Q post right there, Shady Groove, right here, lays out that meme. Essentially, the Obama administration coordinated the spy op against Trump's campaign, Crossfire Hurricane, fake dossier, illegal surveillance, all to rig the 2016 election and destroy the presidency, guys. I mean, pretty amazing. Patriots are in full control, Shady.
What's amazing is that we survived it.
Yeah.
What's amazing is that they did all of that and Donald Trump was able to beat them. That is the lesson I think that I'd like for everybody here that's listening to take away.
Yeti, Shady, I just got to go away real quick. I'll be right back. Shady, take it away.
I was already talking. So
sorry.
The message. So the message that all of us can get behind is a message of hope and a message of peace, not necessarily the message of change. Notice how the Barack Obama and his administration had the message of change. What was it that they were changing? The things that they were changing were very, very fundamental, and the things that they worked on during the Obama administration in particular, the things that they worked on changing were the things that Donald Trump is currently working on changing back. A lot of the things that they're working on changing are the things that bother you, okay? So like effectively, stop eating meat. Stop driving cars with gasoline. Stop complaining about the idea that there is 10,000 Mexican foreign workers for every job in America. Those things that you're complaining about are the problem, not the idea that you're complaining about the problem. The conversation has been moved to us having a dialogue about the problems that they put out intentionally, as opposed to having a dialogue about how it is we can fix the country, or how we can talk to other people about fixing the country. Yeti, do you have the ability to play this link that I dropped in here earlier? Would you play that for me real quick? Because this sets up an interesting dynamic between a person who is making an argument in public and the way that they're able to sort of talk her out of her position. It's so difficult. This gives you an idea of like what it is we're dealing with these people that have been convinced by the television of certain facts, and the way that they'll commit everything that they are in existence for what it is they think. But some of them can be broken, and I believe that Donald Trump is breaking a lot of these people that Democrats or whatever, doesn't really matter to their party, libertarian, whatever, they're seeing through it. Okay, I'm ready if you're ready.
Brain malfunction? Watch this.
We're trying to show the atrocity that America has committed.
Love it.
Love it.
Love
you
it.
want to watch the video? So this was Iranians being held hostage by America.
I'm not surprised.
Do you think Iran has the right to prevent America from continuing to kill its people?
Does Iran have the right
to defend itself? Iran have the right to defend itself.
Yeah.
Like if America's killing Iranians for decades.
Yeah.
What if I told you that every single video we showed you right now, this was actually attacks by the IRGC on Americans?
Now, do you think America should have the right to defend itself and prevent, future Americans?
You answer.
Wait,
why don't you answer? No, because but you said Iran has the right to,
But I'm not smart enough to answer these questions like this. So.
Wait, but you just answered the question really quickly. If Iran should have the right to defend itself against American bombings, you said yes.
So I can't. It's too much for me. I'm not just a kindergarten teacher. I'm not.
Okay, should we break it down very simple?
Yeah.
Iran attacks America. Should America be able to defend itself against Iran?
What's the test?
Wait, but
okay, break it down even simpler.
Okay. Iran bomb Americans. Should America prevent Iran from bombing Americans in the future?
That was good.
Should America be able to defend itself? If Iran is bombing us?
Yes.
You've
should
got
America? Yeah, because we want peace.
Yeah. Well, yes, we want them to not have the capabilities to attack us.
Yes.
Yes.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I think we got somewhere.
Okay, we all agree.
Holy moly. Listen, God bless this woman. You could tell she wasn't ready for this, and she seems so sweet. But it is crazy to see in real time how so far gone these liberal brains have become, to the point where they're shown and told that Iranians are being held hostage by Americans, and they're so quick to say, yeah, Iranians have the right to defend themselves, but then it gets flipped on them. Oh no, wait, this is actually Americans being held hostage by Iranians. So do you still feel the same way?
There you go. It's perfect.
So,
wow, Shady.
That's the point. The point is being right there. So the argument that we're having with the psychological operations and the InfoWars and the Megyn Kellys and the Masseys and stuff, that's not that argument that they were having right there, right? They're having something. That's the argument right there that we need to be having with people. We need to be talking to people like that, because this is where they're confused. They're confused because they've been told something that's a lie. They've been told that America is somehow the aggressor against Iran. So they've had it put to them backwards. So they began thinking about this problem from the position that America is the overlord or the empire builder, like the neocons want everybody to think. So the media doesn't tell anybody that, and they get it all spun backwards. But when someone is confronted directly with the question, should America be able to stop any foreign nation from attacking anybody in the future? The answer is an obvious yes. You gotta slow down with people because that's how good mind control works. And I felt like that was a great example.
That's perfect. Yeah, very good. And you also all assets are deployed. You got the politicians being funded by foreign countries. Okay, all of this, even the data center pushback, is being funded by China. Do you guys realize that?
Yes, this is a good point. Very, very good point to make here.
Yeah. And also, Kevin O'Leary, do you see what he posted? Arabella Advisors. Do you want to go over that real quick before we get out of here, Shady? Or do you want to save it for tomorrow? I can do both.
The thing with the data centers?
Yeah.
No, I'm completely neutral. If you'd like to show that, I think that's a psyop that is gaining ground, and we now have confirmation that it's being funded from the same networks that are funding all these other things that we don't want. Almost like they're trying to fund the demoralization and demise of the country.
So data centers, is America's AI future versus China's win. Okay. There are real logical gripes on power bills and noise and water and all that, that affect, the different, states, Virginia, Texas, Ohio, insert state, Oregon, right? But foreign dark money, guys, China-linked NGOs, Cuba-linked NGOs, China-linked is flooding the protest to kill U.S. compute edge, guys, while they build nonstop. China's building nonstop. Trump's energy dominance fixes all of that. And drill, nuclear, fast permits, but no more letting the adversaries sabotage our strength. But what the locals must do, and I'm just going to put this out here because this is what the locals must do. Zoning and permits. You got to push your city and county boards for strict setbacks 1 to 2 miles from homes. Noise limits, blah, blah, blah. Water caps, more blank check tax breaks. Attend the meetings. Flood the planning commission and town halls and demand transparency in energy and water usage reports. Local ordinances. Advocate for impact fees so your big tech companies that move in, they pay the full freight, not you, the residents. Ban diesel backups in residential zones. On the state level, pressure your governors and legislatures for the energy grid updates, first. But, there's now dark money coming in to the protests for the data centers. I understand, I built data centers. You have data centers around you. Did you know that? You probably didn't because they're zoned correctly. If you don't have the proper zoning, it might affect you. Okay, like that little old lady in Oregon, Shady Grove, that has a data center, 5 of them, like right around the corner from her weed field. Okay, right. or not
exactly.
Weed field. I meant weeds because it was grass, regular grass with weeds, and
might as well be weed.
So that's one person out of, and then they said, we got 1,600 signatures on this. 1,600 out of 3 point. How many million people are in this country? Yes, I understand that there might be an issue, but here where I live, there's not going to be an issue because we have zoning and restrictions that are correct. In your little blue states that take bribes, they might make stuff happen. You gotta understand what's happening. And I want to just really quickly play Kevin O'Leary. I always say Dennis O'Leary because of Dennis O'Leary.
That's funny.
Mr. Wonderful, Shady. Listen to this, guys. And we're always wrong until we're right. Now we got a billionaire, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, confirming exactly what we've been noticing for a long time, Shady.
Isn't that interesting?
I have another mission that has emerged from this that I did not see coming.
Nazi.
And maybe we want to segue into what happened the evening of May 4th at 8:30, because I have 12 million plus followers on various social media platforms. I got a call from one of our IT guys, and he said, there's something wrong here. There's a massive influx in DMs going on 2 specific platforms, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. Not a small increase, tens of thousands of % increase. I said, well, is it a mistake? Is there a technical glitch on these platforms? He said, unlikely. They're 2 different complete platforms. So he had a first look and he said, wow, there's a lot of similar IP addresses here. And so we did an initial scan and we realized, wait a second, there is bots operating here. There are nefarious accounts out of the country dumping stuff that's completely false about Utah. So we didn't wait. The next morning we hired and started working with a very advanced data science team. And what we learned was, to me, shocking. just stunning. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I still can't because I'm getting the data by the 4-hour cycle now. The content itself was coming from two batches, like the actual pixels, the images were from the Party for Socialism and Liberation and the People's Dispatch. I'd never heard of them before. You do a search on them, you'll find them under investigation by multiple branches of Congress. Most of the within the IP addresses in Utah were coming from two IP addresses, Alliance for a Better Utah and one called Elevate. So we found out that Alliance for a Better Utah was actually a tax filer. And we went to the IRS Form 990s, which are public. And we started to drill down into what the filings were. And lo and behold, multiple filings through multiple entities all over the world, all going back to something called Arabella.
Wait, what?
Neville Singham, under investigation.
Arabella Advisors?
Yep.
Multiple branches of the government. Shares offices with the CPP. So then I said, I want more. Can you tell me the exact amounts? And we got those the next day. We're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of dollars here. It's not just Utah. These guys are doing campaigns everywhere there's a proposed increase in power and or a data center. More digging, more. Salt Lake Party for Socialism and Liberation. Salt Lake Democratic Socialists.
So listen, you are siding with the socialists if you're agreeing.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying, Shady Griff? Wow.
Yeah. And let's not forget that the Nazis were national what?
Socialists.
Oh, interesting. And the Nazis also didn't like the who? Jewish people?
Oh, I thought you meant the band.
No, that was a little bit before the Who, the band.
They
sir.
did not like the Jewish people.
Right. Yeah. So is this making sense yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right, here. Let's continue. This is a huge MG show proof, guys. Gosh. The Who.
And Liberation. Salt Lake Democratic Socialists of America. Then this one today. The Cuban Institute for Friendship with the People. What the hell are they doing marching around Box 11? I mean, what is this? And so
they didn't want us talking about Q.
I called my contacts at the White House. I raised a flag and I said, what the hell's going on here? They put me in touch with various law enforcement agents. We had a meeting last week with my entire data set team and multiple law enforcement agencies. And we started sharing data. I gave them 90 pages of IP addresses, all over the place, all around the world, hitting these locations. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not okay with this. And I found it in Alberta, Canada, too. So it's,
I'm not okay
there's
with
a
this
war
either.
going on, I guess a PR war, or whatever you want to call it.
Information war?
I mean, is what you're suggesting that these entities are sort of taking funds from the Chinese Communist Party and using those funds to sort of run a digital sort of blackmail campaign against your projects?
No, it's just
I'm not
happenstance.
suggesting it. It's an irrefutable fact.
I'm telling you, I'm
This is
showing you the
IRS
evidence, you
990
big
filings,
numbnut.
Exact dollars and dates from exactly where it came from. No, I'm not infuting. I'm saying that is exactly what's happening.
Wow. So Mr. Wonderful confirms what we've been talking about since 2022, August, give or take. And again, not every complaint is AstroTurf, okay? There are people that are affected by this data center. You might want to move. I don't know what to say, but, we've got to either you are with the socialists and you want China to win because they're being funded by China, or you want America to win. It's really draw a line in the sand, Shady.
So there's a number of different things that people are trying to make up that are psychological operations against the idea of data centers. Jeff, it sounds to me like right there that we need a data center to track all of the people that are against the data centers, because the people that are against the data centers might just happen to be the people that already built their data centers in China and they're already made their investments in the future, and now they're seeing that go to the wayside because what if people started building data centers here? The future of data centers is going to be fiber optic, not a copper wire. The copper wire is what's currently making the consumption of water extremely high. This is going to change in the near future. Yes, there's going to be problems. Yes, there's going to be big ass buildings built probably in your community or but in your town. But just like Jeff said, the data centers have been there the whole time. You just didn't know that they were data centers. And if people go in together and become capitalists and buy a big piece of land because they want to put a data center in there and they pay all their taxes and all their fees and all their permits and they do it the right way, there's not a lot that you can do about it. So the communists can kiss our ass.
Yeah. And, figure it out. Go make a deal with the data center. Sell your prop. I mean, you got to figure it out because we need to win, guys. Do you want China to win? They don't have any. They just build, Shady.
But Jeff, China is asshole.
That's right. And that's our show for today, Shady Groove. Wow.
That was that actually we ended up getting that done. That was not looking good 2 hours ago.
And even people in our movement, Nicole, I love you because I saw her being frustrated and understand there are. What do you think? How many people do you think really live around these data centers in number? Do you think it is enough to stop everything?
Mm-mm.
No,
it isn't. And I just want you to recognize that they're trying to get you anything that they can do to make you burn anything down. That is the point here. Whenever I say light your hair on fire, what I'm really meaning is burning everything down around you. Oh, it's all lost. Cynicism takes over. I don't care. They're trying to make you hostile toward your own best interest before you can even decide whether or not it's in your best interest or not.
Wow, they're really good at what they do, aren't they?
It's like they're experts at it. And guess what, Jeff? I'm expert just like you at taking it apart. They don't stand a chance if you guys keep coming to the MG show.
Oh, and by the way, we have a nuclear plant on our island that actually uses ocean water. Should we be protesting that too?
Oh, dude, you're going to have to get out. We may have to suspend the show tomorrow so you can get out there and make good signage.
Yeah.
Get that signage right.
I'll get some Chinese Communist Party funding.
No. Oh. I'm sitting down the wrong road.
And they're using these polls, Shady Groove. The what was that poll that I talked about the other day? They're using polls and they asked the question. Here's how they phrased the question. Gallup poll. Okay, we know Gallup polls, right? The question is, Americans oppose AI data centers in their area. So if I will not have one near me at all. I know this. But if they called me up and said, do you want to have one in your area? I'd probably say no. Do you see how it's bullshit?
Well, but that has to do with like everything, bro. And it's like that's a lot of people say, do now and ask permission later.
Yeah. So Liberty Warrior, let's address your question. In Oregon, they are wanting to build these data centers on prime soil AG lands. Water usage is also an issue. They do take water and they can recycle it too. So don't worry about the water stuff. But Shady, let's talk about the prime soil AG lands in Oregon.
Yes, sir. I'd love to. So guys, if you don't live out here in Oregon, there is there's millions and millions of acres of quote unquote land that they grow hay on. Okay. It's land. It's flat. They don't grow anything here on this land other than hay. They all grow hay and hay costs $1. That's literally what they do with it. So Oregon is very, very big, one of the biggest states, and the amount of room here in Oregon is ridiculous. And the amount of hay people are growing is even more ridiculous.
Yeah. So there you go. So let's save the hay industry.
It will be fine.
God bless you all. Buckle up. President Trump is heading over to Camp David. He has invited his whole cabinet tomorrow to Camp David. Buckle up, buttercups.
Yeah, because I think that tomorrow is going to. I think that we are on the cusp of changing the future. Think about what happens. Remember, they've all told you that Donald Trump has already lost to Iran. Think about what happens whenever we move forward with actually sending people into that country and getting this material, decommissioning these sites, and setting up an independent government of the clowns. there's no human being alive that has lived in a time when the globalist clowns did not control Iran. The globalist clown control of Iran dates back to the mid-late 1800s. We can prove it on paper, and Q made very sure that everybody was aware of that, but all the InfoWars nuts didn't get the memo.
Yeah, that's right. And guys, I just want to let you know that, this show is different than any other show that you're watching. In fact, somebody told me that. They're like, you guys are the black sheep. And then their son said, but, and this is not our APAL Anon people. This is another person that just graduated high school. He said that Jeff and Shady talk about stuff, and then 4 weeks later it happens. Isn't that amazing? And then the mom or the grandma watches other shows and is like, you guys are the only ones talking about this. It's like the other shows are all on the same 4 a.m. talking points, almost like the mainstream news. And it's all bull. So InfoWars is dead, guys. The influencers are struggling. We've been succinct and correct for a long time, and we're standing in our gap here, Shady Group. We're holding the line because we know what's coming, and they cannot stop it.
No, they can't stop it. That's why they couldn't stop us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Shady. Thank you, Yeti, for all your help today. What a crazy kind of show with the technology. They did not want the show to come off, but we pulled it off. God bless you and yours. Happy Memorial Day. But first, we want to make sure that we honor the fallen and the patriots. And then, never forget, guys, and we'll never stop forgetting, guys. And future proofs past. We're going to be that great country again, guys. It's going to feel good. God bless you.
You just said you'd never stop forgetting.
I never will stop forgetting. Okay. Never forget.
You just forgot.
Okay, never forgetting. How's that?
Never forgetting. Oh, there you go. Oh, that sounds so much better.
Instead of highlight, why don't you? I think what Jeff meant, my good friend, buddy, old pal.
I might have thrown a little spoke in there, or a little stick in the spoke there.
What, Yeti? Yeah, we'll clean it up in the captions, guys. Love you. See you guys later.
God bless America.
Yeah, it's happening. Buckle up.
Buckle up, the storm is here, no turning back. What Q said in the drops began the attack. Deep state falling, watch them pulling back. Bloodlines breaking, no more hiding in the black. Buckle up, truth is crashing through the lies. Retribution coming, hear the thunder in the sky. They thought they owned it all, but the veil is torn. Q was right, the dawn is born. Buckle up. Back in the drops, the map was laid out clear. Strings being pulled by the ones we used to fear. Puppets in the press, puppets in the chair. Now the mask is slipping, everybody starting to stare. Election shadows, hidden hands in the game. Pandemic, profits, all part of the same. But the plan's unfolding.
I hate when that happens, guys. I clicked on something. I zigged when I should have zagged. I don't even know where I am right now.
The move they made is blowing up in their face. Karma's got paid from the sealed indictments to the sudden exits. The ones who sold us out now facing their verdicts. No more whispers, the quiet is loud. The great awakening got the people proud. Buckle up, the storm is here, no turning back. What Q said in the drop began the attack. Deep state falling, watch them pulling back. Bloodlines breaking, no more hiding in the black. Buckle up, truth is crashing through the light. Retribution coming, hear the thunder in the skies. They thought they owned it all, but the veil is torn. Q was right, the dawn is born. Buckle up. Follow the money, follow the trails. They tried to burn, now the trails are highways and the tables turn. Elites in the panic, private jets on standby, while the people waking up seeing with new eyes. Hollywood hollow, their symbols on display. Cracking under pressure, can't hide away. Cabal connections from the banks to the throne, coming undone like a thread being pulled on. Every drop predicted this exact timeline. Now the world's watching, justice aligned. No mercy for traitors who sold out the nation. The reckoning's here, feel the vibration. light beam, you can't stop the signal, you can't kill the light. The people's rising up, taking back the fight. From the boardrooms to the halls of power, the fall is coming in this final hour. Buckle up, the storm is here, no turning back. Like you said in the drop, they began the attack. Deep state falling, watch them pulling back. Bloodlines breaking, no more hiding in the black. Buckle up, truth is crashing through the lies. Retribution coming, hear the thunder in the sky. They thought they owned it all, but the veil is torn. Q was right, the dawn is born. Buckle up, buckle up, yeah, it's happening now. The storm is raging, take your stand somehow. Buckle up, retribution's on the way. The future's ours.
Buckle up.
Q was right today.
www.mg.show. Boom.